What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back, Gibbon here, and today I've got my placement matches for you. You can see there are 6 wins, a draw and a load of losses, and I managed to get into gold 2100, so I'm on the way to trying to get my platinum. It's going to be a bit of a grind, but hopefully I should get there. So I just wanted to show you my best game out of all of my placement matches, which was obviously played as soldiers. You can see time played on all of those. So 54 limbs, 33 final blows, 31 objective kills, 1 minute 37 objective time, nearly 15,000 damage, nearly 2,000 healing, on fire for 5 minutes and 6 seconds of the game, and 33 solo kills all in. So overall, and real quickly as well, this gameplay in the background was a game that we actually won, and I got shit on playing as Reinhardt, so I decided to switch to Orisa, a character that I hardly ever play, like literally never ever play. In fact, this placement, I think I have in total 6 minutes played as Orisa, and I think I do a pretty good job in this one. The whole premise of this game on Anubis was that we just had to hold them off. As you can see, they had to get half of the point to actually win the game, and all I was focused on was just throwing my shield out of the front, making sure that I kept our Bastion pretty much well covered, and that he could fire on a regular basis. So overall, I think I had a pretty decent game with Orisa for this one, and that's why I wanted to bring you this one. It's not the most amazing gameplay. I ain't the best Overwatch player in the world, but I try my hardest and I try to do what's right for the team, and for me it felt like Orisa would work really, really well, since you can throw the shield out and you don't always need to be stood by it like you do with Reinhardt. So it just gives you basically an extra gun, and with the amount of time it takes them to take the shield down at distance, by the time your shield's actually gone down, you can just chuck another one up constantly and keep refreshing it constantly. And you're going to see in the background, like I said, the gameplay's not amazing, but overall I think I did pretty well, so I'm happy. Just goes to show, just try different characters every now and then, you never know what might happen. That play of the game that you saw at the beginning as well, that actually got us draw on Eichenwalder. I can never pronounce that right, so apologies. We played against an absolute AIDS setup in the first half of that when we were trying to attack, and for whatever reason my team decided to go with 3 tanks and 1 healer that just wasn't healing the right people, but it's just kind of the way that it goes. So that play of the game actually, I think, managed to help us secure the draw on that map and stopped us from losing. So my 1 draw was actually that game. Now, overall placement matches this time around, for the first 5 games I actually played with Bipolar Bear. We just kind of buddied up and went into a few games, and we lost the first 2. One of the things that we noticed were people weren't playing team composition properly or listening, and people weren't grouping up like you would expect them to. So for argument's sake, we'd have a Reinhardt, and Robbie, who mains Mercy, was trying to pocket the Reinhardt, and the Reinhardt kept running off and going in different directions. I generally play as soldier, and it was just incredibly hard. I try to stay at medium kind of range when I'm playing a soldier, so as not to get too involved with the fight. My main role is just to put down damage and take down things like Reinhardt's shield and stuff like that, and that's what I tried to do. But unfortunately, we got absolutely destroyed in the first couple of games that we actually played, and then I think we played on. I can't remember the name of the map. I always pronounce it wrong anyways. And it was basically me and Robbie that won the game on that. Robbie will know the game that I'm talking about, where we pushed really quickly. He went as Lucio and we just rushed it. We dive bombed. We'd held them off the point and we literally just dive bombed them to just get onto the point and take out. And I think me and Robbie between us took out practically the entire team just to actually cap the point. And then a couple of other notable games that we played. Obviously my 54 elimination game, that was and don't get me wrong, elims don't mean shit when you're playing this game. It's about team and coming together and playing right as kind of one, but that was quite an enjoyable match at the same time as well. But what we noticed quite a lot of whilst we were doing the placement matches is that we found that we weren't able to pick what our normal mains would be, because it's funny because you kind of find yourself waiting to see what the rest of your team is going to pick. So what you end up picking is going to be matching with the rest of the team to give the team sort of the best possible chance that you could actually go for. And you've still got the idiots that go Hanzo main and or Genji main, and they're not very, very good. And the whole thing is with placements, try and play characters that you are decent with or stand a good chance with helping the rest of your team to get the win, because if you don't, it becomes hugely infuriating for everybody else, because you just feel like you're not getting anywhere whatsoever at all. And just people in some of the games that I played this evening were just sticking in spawn, all that kind of stuff, and not almost throwing the game almost if they're wanting to get themselves down to a lower grade to make it easier for themselves when they go into actual competitive matches itself, which I just completely don't understand, because the whole point of competitive for me is to test yourself against either players that are on the same skill level as you or slightly higher, to try and get yourself up that ladder quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. And it just seemed like some people weren't doing that. The one thing that I was really pleased about this time around, I only had one game where a player backed out. There was that bit of a phenomenon where people just kept backing out of the placement matches, and these were people that were already placed. It was almost like they thought to themselves, fuck it, I can't be arsed with this, I don't want to lose like maximum SR for this, so I'm just going to back out of the game, sort of thing. I know you still lose less SR, but not the same amount that you would lose if you actually stayed to the game and actually lose the game properly. But it was, yeah, it was just infuriating that happened, because I thought, please, for once, let me get through a complete placement matches when nobody on either side of the team actually backs out of the game. Only happened the once, so I suppose that is a bit of an improvement. People aren't taking the bat and ball home if they're getting their asses handed to them or they're getting shit on severely. But overall, I'm happy with my placement matches. Gold 2,100. It's better than what my first original placement match was last season, so hopefully, I forget what it is to get into platinum. I think it's like, is it 2,005 or 2,300? But that's where I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for platinum, and that's what I'm going to try and get. Let me know how you guys did in your placement matches. Again, sorry that this Orisa gameplay wasn't amazing, but I thought it was something that would be quite good to show you. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please don't forget to click the like button. If you are new to the channel, please also don't forget to subscribe. And we're out of here. Peace!